Hello everyone, this is Lauren from Etheric Tide. We have another random pick a card today. For anyone who has never done these before, the best way to select is to close your eyes and take a deep breath and feel into whatever you're most drawn to, 1, 2, or 3. You may be drawn to more than one, and that's perfectly okay. And if you're really not sure, just listen to all of them and see which one most appropriately fits your situation. Now, these are general in nature, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Without further ado, let's get into it. Okay. So, for those who chose number 1, what are some of the energies? Oh goodness, about to lose the tripod. That's not a good start. Bit unbalanced, are we? We've got a Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay. Man, yeah. That was a good sign. Wasn't, well, not a great sign. So, feeling unbalanced. So, the Queen of Wands has a really clear sense of self. She knows exactly where she begins and where other people end, you know. She doesn't take on other people's stuff. She knows what's hers, and she is compassionate to a point. So I feel like what's happening for people who chose number 1 is you are going above and beyond compassion, and you're becoming incredibly unbalanced because you're taking on other people's crap, essentially. And the Queen of Wands is not the queen to be taking people's crap. Let's be clear about that. She's kind of formidable, and if she was in a business environment, like people, like, I'm gonna even go there, people might even be a little bit intimidated by her. She's incredibly enigmatic, charismatic, and opinionated, candid as well. You know how you can feel almost envious of those people who can just say exactly how they feel about a situation unapologetically. And particularly this trait within a woman, like, I actually see the Queen of Wands is as almost a masculine, taking on more masculine energies. But she balances the feminine and the masculine really well, whereas like your Queen of Pentacles and your Queen of Cups, like, they're very feminine and they're very emotional, whereas I think like the Queen of Wands, she just has like that incredible strength of the Leo, which I feel is such a masculine sign, but she maintains her beauty and her composure, her classy grace, you know. So I think this is for people who, if you're envious of those people who just say what they want and just don't care what people think, like, it's not even a matter of like being bitchy for the sake of bitchy. It's like, oh, I don't care what you think and I'll do what I want, and people are just gonna have to lump it. It's not that attitude. It's actually less emotionally attached and activated. It's more like, I'm really clear on what is okay and not okay in my life. I'm really clear on that, and I don't need to explain myself, and I don't need to justify it or validate it. I just don't need your validation, and I don't need to explain why this is okay or why it isn't okay. I don't need to explain. The fact that I feel this way and this is what I need is good enough, and who I am is good enough. And I don't need you to feel a certain way about it. I don't need to make you feel a certain way about me, because I'm pretty damn secure within myself. So that's the energy that you need to be taking more of. It's a high level of personal self-security, and like a very healthy amount of a little bit of healthy confidence and self-love, you know, a little healthy selfishness, if you will. Some people may react the opposite way and think, oh, well, she's just, or he or she, is just self-centered. But no, but you just don't care. People are gonna feel how they're gonna feel. And you're pretty indifferent about that. So get into the Queen of Wands energy. All right, those who chose number 2. Ooh, Knight of Cups. Are we getting a love offer? This is love on its way. So for those who chose this, you may very well get some cups of love, of offers coming in from all different directions. Not just offers of love from like romantic as such. It could be like your friends reaching out to you and wanting to support you and love you. And I think like particularly with everything going on, there's a lot of mental health issues that are going on. Particularly with people who are suffering from disconnection from other people and just feeling like they don't have enough in their own cup to be giving to other people. So it'd be such a relief to receive this love from other people, from all different directions, and for you to accept that. And I'm also getting like, because the White of the Horse, we've got that element of surrender to how things are right now, rather than resisting it or fighting it, pushing against it. Sometimes life can be difficult. Sometimes we do have those times where things aren't all peaches and cream and rainbows. And as much as we as spiritual people can say, just think positive and positive things will happen, it's sometimes the challenges or the contrast of having those so-called negative or challenging things that are happening that create the most growth, and as a result creates more joy and happiness because you went through that challenging experience. It's like when you're really thirsty, when you're really, really thirsty, you're parched, you're dry, and you're well past dehydrated, the moment you get that water, it's the most delectable, delicious, quenching water you've ever had in your life, and it's just tap water. Whereas if you were drinking water all day, every day, you would be like, well, it's just ordinary tap water, it's not great, I'd rather have like bottled water, and even the bottled water isn't even that great. So we kind of can get desensitized when we become like sort of get used to receiving something on a regular basis, and when it gets taken away from us, suddenly we're like, oh, that means a lot more to me because it's more scarce, because I can't get it so readily, and I didn't realize that I was getting that on a daily basis, and now it's gone, and now I really, really want it. So when you get that thing again, when it comes back to you, you have like this more invigorated sense of appreciation for it. So wouldn't it be nice if we were to find the things that, now that maybe we don't have access to the same things that we did on a daily basis, maybe we have access to different things because of that, and we can become incredibly appreciative of those things. So I think what I'm trying to say is that just because we're going through a bit of a drought or a thirsty period, as it were, we can look forward to how incredibly amazing the drink is going to be. And then when somebody does bring us a cup, we appreciate it, and we stay within that moment. So let's say, because obviously a lot of us are in isolation, if we have a phone call, whereas before that we're having phone calls all the time, we're in connection with people, we're seeing people every single day, we might see our friend over and over again every single day, and now suddenly we're not. But then we have a phone call, and it means a lot to us, and we really connect in with that person. It's kind of like, before it kind of would have been quantity, not quality, and now it's like you really are invested in that conversation. You're yeah, the quality of the communication and exchange is so much more. Okay, so that's number 2. Let's move on to number 3. Those of you who chose number 3, Page of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, interesting. For those of you who chose that, think that you guys are actually novices. You know that that feeling where when you're like an impersonator, like you actually don't think that you deserve what it is that you're getting. You've gotten the job, but you're like, oh, I'm not skilled enough to do this. It's like a very low sense of your own abilities. Imposter syndrome, that's it. So it's where maybe we get a job that we don't think that we are suited for, or we don't have the skills for, and then we start doing it, and people kind of look to us to help manage it or to fulfill that role, and maybe we actually do have those skills, but we just think we're such an imposter, and people don't know that we actually don't feel like we know what we're doing. And this can be when people, let's say they're starting up a business, or they've just finished a degree, or they're changing careers to a different job, and it's a little bit scary, different to what they're used to. It's like, we're in a 5-year, by the way, so change is going to be very significant this year. Change and challenges, not a bad thing. But when we are wanting to like change careers, it can be scary, and we may get that sense that we don't belong there, we don't deserve it, we're not good enough. All of these types of core wounds of I'm not good enough just comes to the surface, and we have that sense of we're not actually, like, we can't actually fully step into our power. So yeah, it's almost like we think we're going to be found out and we're going to lose it. So we sit in fear. We sit in that feeling of like, oh, somebody's going to catch us in this lie because I'm not really as good as what I'm portraying myself to be. But like, ironically, this will be a time where you'll attract people that are probably reflecting back at you like, no, you're doing such a good job. Like, I value what it is that you're giving me, or you're making such a difference, or I really liked this. But it kind of falls on deaf ears because our own inner critic is just like nattering away in the back of our head. We're all our worst own critic when it comes to thinking that who we are is valuable. And if for the people who are wanting to start a new business, or they have a product, something that is what they're doing is a direct reflection on who they are, like a writer or a creator. You provide a service that's supposed to help other people. You may feel like, well, this isn't worth anything. Why would people want to buy this? And you got to have like that, like, I'm not valuable. And like, I can relate to this sort of feeling, like me working on my own business as well. It's like learning to accept that you have put in the work, that what you're doing matters to you, and like, yeah, getting really honest with yourself about what have I done up until this point that has actually worked towards this and deserves this, is worthy of this, worthy of receiving praise or resources, money, abundance. It's just like being reasonable with yourself about where you actually are at skill-wise, and that what you have to offer is incredibly valuable. So that's for those who chose number 3. Thank you so much for everyone who's tuned in. If you like my vibe, please subscribe, and you can leave any comments if you like of how this resonates for you. If you would like a personal reading, you can go to www.etherictide.com. Now, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.